So, in many ways I treat this like a guillotine, and you can kind of follow along. I make a fist here, palm facing me, and my fingers point down. Notice my fingers, if my elbow stays back, it's hard for me to get a comfortable grip, or it's not entirely true, but what I'm looking for right now is flare that elbow forward here. In fact, what I want to do is flare both forward. If this is awkward, the way to start is to start with your elbows tight, hands on your stomach, and then keep the hands on your stomach and push the elbows forward. This position is really important. Why? When my elbow is here, this is as high as I can lift Stephan into my armpit. But when I open the armpit, do you notice this gap? It allows me to take him up much higher here. So the elbow flaring is important for a number of reasons. That's the first. I want this part, my radial bone, or I want my radial bone right here, on his Achilles tendon, right where it meets the heel. Exactly here, ideally. So we're here, we slide back, we'll talk about how to adjust once we're actually in the foot lock, but we're here, we flare forward. Now I raise up as high as I can so he's right inside my armpit, right at the top. Then, what I'm going to look to do, my hand is like this, I'm going to relax the fingers because I'm going to look to actually uppercut my own hand. So I come up high, then I come here. Okay? So it sends this higher, and we'll look at a tip a little later, also from Virginia, on how to make this brutal. Now we come back here. So now that I came here, I uppercut it, then now that it's here, I keep it here. I come back to this grip, and then my elbows pinching tight. This motion, in karate, when you do it like a punch, you pull this elbow back, and that turning of the palm up really brings your elbow into your side. So we're here, we come up, uppercut, come back with this grip while keeping the hand high. Then we pinch here. That pinch is, notice when the elbows come in, it almost pushes the hands up further here. So we're here, I uppercut, I come back. I pinch here. We'll assume our legs were already in spot. We'll look at how we're going to enter in a second. So now that I got this all up high, I pinch. I'm going to fall to my elbow for a second. Here. I want to take away this gap, so I'm going to bring my hips that way towards his hamstring. But especially with a longer limbed person, the further back towards the ankle I am, the stronger for me. So I'm going to slide my hips back this way now. Now my elbow can adjust, and I'll show for the higher belts, I'll show some finer details, but once we're here, now I want to drop this elbow backwards, but not, I want to drop to my shoulder, but not leaving the elbow here and going forward on the shoulder. I want the shoulder to stay in place and the elbow to go backwards. Here. Inevitably, when we get to this stage, their looseness in that pressure you'd created will come into the picture. So, all that you did before, you're going to do again. Here. So once you're tight, you're squeezing. High belts, think about, notice my weight came off the hip. Now it's actually on his foot. Here. So now he's just weaker. So we're going loose on all this stuff, but we're here. We'll give more finish details, but a lot of us finish like this. It can work here. But think about my spine as one unit. The lower part is trying to bow this way. But if my head is forward, then I'm doing the opposite of that. So the spine is working against itself. So when I go to finish, I start with the head. So the whole spine, the sternum opens before the hips get into play. So the whole spine is one unit opening up. Okay? So we can just start here on our knees. Elbows forward, high guillotine, here. Uppercut, high belts. We'll talk about this with the guillotine later. 100-pound girl, Tammy, in Virginia, lifted me off my feet with her guillotine because it wasn't her strength, it was her hip. That uppercut can be reinforced. So you don't need it. This still is quite strong. But if you do it like this, no strength, right. So anyway, the idea being 1, 2, 3, we're high, we pinch tight, okay? We start on our knees, we're gonna now keep the grip, sit down. The left foot in this case, instep comes right to their butt, heel on their hip. For IBJJF, just if you're not aware, passing this line, you'll get disqualified or at least warned here. We won't get into why right now. I pinch the knees, hips in, so they went that way. Now I'm sending them backwards, but not backwards in the same angle. Backwards this way, here. Now one of my black belts has this beautiful detail because often we're not like in the right spot, right? So this hand comes through, palm down. That holds him in place. Now I can slide exactly where I want. And for me, I feel I'd like hips further back. Now, reinforce that. And this will happen. If you're doing it properly, you'll tap your partner like 5 times along the way to the finish. So you loosen up where you are and you work the next detail strong. Elbow comes back. Now, the weight transfers to his foot. All this is reinforced. And then the kind of big detail I'm working on in my game right now is this on my right side, trying to raise that shoulder up, back, and down. Here, and that's more of a extension, yes. Right? So what I've been showing is there are 2 ways to finish the foot lock. Pain in the Achilles tendon or extending the foot, right? What I've been showing makes them want to tap mostly from pain. This detail from Riley Breedcombe helps you really extend their foot. So we're here, boom, slide, here. Now, you get that? Notice that's just shoulders, right? Up and then down. Then we start with the head. Let's do it on, in my school we have a tradition, we break 2, do technique, I'll say, let's do it on 2, and then everyone claps on 2. So let's do it on 2, 1, 2.
Oh man, yeah, that's working. Pinch.
And if you had added this, it would have been even more extended.
I feel like I'm deep.
Oh, like this? Swear to God, this is your rule.
Go back, they go back here. Yeah, they felt like.